Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cuboid Sandbox. Now, as those of you who looked in the comments of the last video should know, this video does not express anything that has to do with the old world, so if any of you guys were following along with the story, it doesn't have to do with that. It's basically just generic. I'll explain the scenario in a bit. But yeah, everything is just generic now. There was someone who expressed concern that they thought it made the entire thing more interesting. So this week I'm very, very strapped for time, so I'm just doing this. It's kind of a blessing that you guys... Blessing, oh my goodness. That's a word you don't say every day. It's a really nice surprise that you guys don't want to hear deeper story elements, the majority at least, so that I get some time to, especially this week, because I've been sick, so I have extra work to do that I'm not probably not going to anyway. But regardless, so yeah, today's scenario over here, we've got in the blue a company of war mech manufacturers. Well, this is a company of war mech manufacturers over here, with and then they ended up taking a government building. They ended up taking a government building over, and so we've got escapees from the government building, and then the war mechs in the building terrorizing the people that they've captured. The war mechs are completely commercial and are kind of trying to take over as in a military coup fashion, so that they can pretty much dominate the world market. Just imagine a country that would be completely based around one commercial group of economics, which would be an interesting government to begin with. And so we've got another government building over here with protesters lining the outsides who are not as well equipped, but there are many of them, and they're disgusted with how the government was working. So these protesters originally were helping the war mech group, but then upon realizing that they wasn't going to be much better under their rule, they've decided to protest over there as well, because protesters gonna protest. And so here's their little place. Now, in future videos, I will have either the episode redubbed over with myself talking about factions that were in the Cuboid Sandbox series that are relevant. I'm not going to do that today, though, because, again, I am busy. Or maybe an intro just to what would happen. But regardless, let's get this started. I hope you all are doing very, very good today. Also, I am starting to, I am going to start putting out more like 2 videos a day, as opposed to just the one, because I want to make more videos. Basically, I want to make more roguelike videos. So is this good? Even split type 2. Wow, there isn't many of these. More about I want to start Dungeons of Dreadmore series, The Binding of Isaac. I want that to become a bigger series. This is better now. Yeah, it is. I want The Binding of Isaac to become a better series. I want to start doing more FTL, finish that Osprey thing. There's a lot of things I want to do with the roguelike genre, as well as I want to play stuff like Super Meat Boy and VVV. And right off the bat, we have the government building pretty much raided and destroyed. The war mechs pretty much took out the protesters over here. And are just, oh my goodness, I forgot automatic food spawn. Oops. Let's just, oh yeah, you can't put things down. Okay, well, everything will work out for the best, hopefully. If this is a short episode, then I will probably just, wow, they are getting annihilated. If this is in fact a short episode, though, I'll probably do another one, or I will allow a race to resurge, because that's just unfair. We had a short episode last time, though it's looking pretty promising. So we're going to, I think we're going to have, oh no, these can actually connect, so I'm not at all concerned. Well, I'm concerned for the other 2 groups, but I'm not concerned for the war mechs. They have a pretty good job going on here after raiding the building and pretty much destroying the people that were in it, and having support from other people, which would be why these pylons keep getting erected all over the place. They're just taking this on. Good for them. And so now the protesters who completely destroyed the government building are rushing away to where they used to be protesting outside the War Machine factory, to realize that the factory's pretty much broken down, and warbecks are just running free. So the old government is kind of being ripped to shreds, and they're fleeing back to their old offices. Though some of them were hiding out in bunkers down here back in the old government building, and when the protesters left after raiding the entire thing, they decided to get back. And actually, they all decided to abandon it. They decided to start back and build up the government again, with hopeful help from their citizens, which doesn't really happen. It might, though, after the War Machines might take control. Or the militia easily could. So it looks like the War Machines are migrating up into the north, and a small thing to the southeast, and a small thing to the southwest. That's probably going to get them killed. We have the protesters quickly run over to different food pylons up in the north, and the battlegrounds over here, which held quite a bit of the last official government resources, as opposed to the artificial ones I added, and a bit of War Machines that are going to be getting destroyed. These guys, all of the government officials are rushing down to their old building, like the ones I brought back are, and it's an even split between the protesters and the War Machines pretty much, though the protesters are gaining a large lead, as it looks like we're going to have the War Machine extinction down in the southwest. Yeah, down in the southwest. And I need to be doing a map thing, and I can barely remember my directions, but and up in the northeast, the War Machines are still doing fine, which is good. There are still battles going down here in the southeastern region, but it looks like the War Machines are going to be completely destroyed in a little bit, and the government building is running out of resources. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can transition over to these other pylons over here, or if the War Machines will end up blocking them off. Oh, they're also going into these more dead-end pylons in the pretty much in the southern meridian section. Excuse me. The War Machines are flourishing very, very, they're just flourishing up in the north, which is good, I guess. Really, I'd say, just generally, I think that the protesters should be the ones to win this. They are the militia, they're the people, they deserve to win here. Though, definitely just not the War Machines. Those are not the people I want to win. I would never want a government to be ruled by something so commercial. It would be awful. Economics-focused government is good, just not one that's focused on commercial. I'm very stuck with the idea of socialism being good, so a commercial government would not be something I'm interested in at all. The prior government, though, is really struggling. There is pretty much no support from the people as pylons are being erected very far and few, which is unfortunate. To be quite honest, I think they would run the country the best, though. If the people are protesting so much about them, then enough to want to put in a company in charge of the government, it's very obvious that they were doing something wrong. They probably were torturing people, which is a sad fate. So, we don't quite have an extinction up here, but it's coming. As everyone's being drawn into the northwest, the very, very top northwestern corner. And, like I said, not quite, oh, well, that's pretty much an extinction, yeah, not all of them made it. But they're moving down towards the very center of the map. I had another war zone over here between what few government guys are left, and with that extinction, actually, the prior government has pretty much completely overtaken the the citizens, the militia. Which I guess is okay. I really think the militia should take charge, but it would be very difficult for them to fight, especially in I feel as though this worked for old America, but with futuristic weapons and such, it'd be much, much harder. So the war machine's just basically steamrolling the government, though the government is pretty much roadblocking a ton of them. So a lot of them are going to, in fact, die out right over there. And now they have to all move. The thing that makes the blues just statistically worse than everyone else is the fact that they move so slowly. Which is why it's very odd that the blues are winning. Oh my, excuse my nose. But I mean, it's not too hard to see because they fight better. And after X amount of Cuboid Sandbox episodes, I don't actually label the numbers on these, so I have no idea how many. But it's very obvious you can pick up patterns on how they fight. So the militia is dying even slower and slower, with just pretty much rapid decay at 22 guys left. We're getting extinction somewhere for the war machines, but they are excuse me, they are just regrowing instantly. Again, the militia is dying out. It's at 15 now, which is just crazy to think of. And the prior government is regaining its holding, as I guess that's where everyone who thought that the militia was a good idea, they just joined the old government, because the old government has weapons, so they can actually fight these war machines. And there are humans behind the war machines. I might as well point that out. Is that yes, there are humans there. It's not just robots are taking over. The robots are being used to fight. The humans are just kind of in the underground bunker. There were no aliens this time, though, which was odd. I guess I wasn't thinking. It's sad, though, that politics for this nation's, not so much nation as planet, devolved to such a point where it was just war. So, we've got 20 of the militia left, and they're holding pretty strong here. They might be able to come back, though it looks like they're just going to, drive themselves, like, they're going to grow up a giant empire in this corner, and then die out, all of them. And if that is the case, then, well, it's very obvious that doesn't sound very good, huh? Yeah. So, here they are. Now they have to make their first move, though some of them have already made it over here. And the old government and the war machines are going to be over here, but it's not much. I trust that these guys will be more interesting later on. But as we can see, there's a small war zone up here, and more interestingly, there is a very large war zone up here, probably going to be followed by the northeastern extinction of the prior government. If that pylon gets taken out. If that pylon gets taken out before that one does, which it won't. Yeah, okay, so the government will be able to move down into the center of the map and probably move along from there. Oh no, that pylon did get taken out, though, very quickly. Oh no, they're going to move over into the, hovering towards the equator. Excuse me, but, oh, so these guys the militia started moving up into the north and just kind of are getting in the war machine's way, who I think had a small extinction, though it's not very sure. The prior government is really stepping it up, though, retaking the planet, pretty much, as it's getting support from the community, where the war machines they had support, but now they're just kind of forcing their way through. It's really nice to know that the government is taking place back where it should have been. The militia is really dying down. It's not as dead as it was before, but I really don't see it surviving very long. And yeah, that's one pylon cleared out over there, actually. So, that's gonna be interesting. There's one cleared out over there. It's really only this, southwestern corner that the militia exists in. However, there is the war mech extinction going on down here, because such a large following of them were bred in that southwestern corner themselves. And it looks like that this small colony is gonna move across over here. We might be getting the old government extinction to happen up in the north. Yeah, right over there. So, that's sad, but they're still growing at tremendous speeds. We are really losing guys for the war mechs. And the militia is basically... That's going to be one of the larger extinctions for them. Oh no, that pylon just spawned, so they should be able to get in there fine. At least one of them. Yeah, they're going to have to grow back that entire strain from scratch. And then they've got this more southern strain, which will grow upon getting into here, and then actually make it to the equator. So, that's that. As for up here, in the equatorial northern region, we almost had an extinction. They were just able to carry on. In the northeastern region, though, oh no, they're also going to be able to just hang on. Some of them will die, but not a big amount. We've got dwindling numbers for both the reds and the blues. And it doesn't look like it's going to get better for really either of them, though the blues will be able to get down here and have a large confrontation with the reds. That's just how this is going to go. And those two are going to clash. The prior government is staying fine up here, with their only enemy being the food placement. Though they are also going to get dragged down here and maybe have to fight the blues if that's how things go. They've also been kind of dragged in a circle over here and are actually fighting the reds. Oh, some of the reds have split off in just stupid other directions, not towards their food, which is ridiculous. Oh, Jesus, I haven't been used to talking like this. My voice is killing me, apologies. So the red are down to about 7 guys now, which is, I guess it's good. If there's still a militia, then it should be there, but, you know. Okay, apologies. I had to make a quick cut there in the audio. I hope no one minded. I doubt you would have. So, I doubt you even noticed had I not told you. You might have. Nothing too interesting happening right now. We're just waiting. Oh no, actually no, that's the end of the rebellion. Not rebellion, the militia. They have 8 guys left, and I can't quite find them. I think it's in the southwest. Let's see. 8 guys left. Oh no, right over here. Oh, they are dead. They are dead. So that's going to end the militia. And at 20 minutes, I don't think it's necessary to bring a race back in if they die. Let's just watch. They haven't managed to be crushed yet, which is kind of ridiculous. They should be any second now. They're hovering around 9 or 10. They're not dying, though. Everyone has pretty much come down to the bottom. I think that was an extinction up top with a small place surviving for the war mechs. But again, down bottom is where everything is. And I think we might have a, we're going to have a old government extinction over here. Oh, some of them are just got to make it up there. It's dropped down to 3 people, which is a tad unfortunate. 2 people. We are definitely going to see a war mech extinction, and maybe, oh no, not the end of the war mechs just yet. He's going to survive and bring on the chain. These guys probably all going to die out. 1% of people are these guys over here. And that's kind of ridiculous. Oh no, they're dead. They just died. That's the end of them. The militia is gone. They have completely decided to back. They have completely decided to back the other guys, the prior government, which is good. And so the War Machine Corporation is completely pretty much beat out. There's no support for them, which is a tad unfortunate, I guess, but not really. It's a good thing that these guys know really who they wanted to rule their government, because if they kept it like that, well, who knows what would have happened. Having a commercial government like that, I can only think of the horrors that would be. Speaking of that commercial government, in the Northeast, they are going to go, a large part of them is going to go extinct, if not everyone in the Northeast. Are those guys going to make it? No. Oh, saved. Yeah, they all would have died out there. Well, all of the northeastern ones, that's to say. The southeastern ones are actually probably going to die out in just a bit. And the ones in the equator should move on into the west and rely on the luck of more food spawns from that point forward. Which this game is very much about luck. Now we just wait for something interesting to happen, I guess. There's a slight drop in numbers for the old government, but they're just building their way back up again. Same with the Warmix, except they're not so quickly building their way back up. They're just kind of surviving. There was an extinction somewhere or other. Oh, they're really far into the east now, where there's a big war going on. It's sad that things had to come down to this. And that's going to be a big hit for the kind of situated government. So these guys are going to be lured back down into the trap of the Southwest and probably die there, though it's not very many of them. So we are going to see a spike in their numbers, and they're going to fall. And also into the Northwest, they're going to be dragged and perhaps fall there too, but I really doubt it. I think they'll be able to make it out fine. Yeah, the government took a big hit, about 50 guys. A little bit more than that, but they're building their way back up. A slow decay and into pretty fast growth. As for what we're seeing with the Warmix, okay, here's something interesting. These guys should be able to make it out, but if they take out that pylon there before they take out all of this, they're gonna get trapped, which is gonna be interesting. Because I doubt another pylon is gonna spawn below them. It's probably gonna spawn over here and around here, but not close enough to connect, which is that's a big thing. So, yes. So I think we're going to end up seeing a old kind of situated, decided government extinction soon. I think that's, yeah, there we go. We've got a drop. We've got quite a drop. And I think this might be the end. I just kind of want to speed things up a bit. Let's see what happens. If this isn't the end, then I'll turn the trail mountain fading speed down. But I think this is the end. I think that this is going to be the end of it for these guys. There's the extinction down in the bottom left. Like I thought would happen. Oh no, they're getting into a war zone. That's interesting. Come on. No, that pylon spawned, actually. So it looks like they're going to be able to make their way out. I'm cutting the fang speed back down to 1 and this to half. So, just got a, you guys just got a quick way to see what happened. Let's see what happened over that time lapse. A large growth in this community. There's the extinction. The southwestern community was completely destroyed. And, yeah, they survived with very few guys. I want to say less than 10. Oh, well. Gotta wait for these guys all to die. Yeah, so I want to say less than 10 of these guys actually made it out. As soon as they all die up here. Oh, they did. So 20 guys made it out. Let's see. They are going to... I don't think they'll be able to make either of these little jumps. So I think that might be the end of them. We'll see. As for the actual government, they've got no chance of failure. They pretty much, they've won this. They have 350 guys. They're spread all over the map. They're not dying anytime soon. I don't have any real reason to suspect that the blue are gonna win, because they just can't. They just can't spread themselves out enough. They're gonna be moving down into the east, and also moving down into the west. If they want, they can move down to the west towards the equator, probably into the southwest again, in which a large branch of them will die, as has happened like for the 3rd time. So this has been very, very repetitive. I don't think they'll be able to make it past here, though, unless another pylon pops up in between the 2 already existing ones. That's 1 pylon dead. And while they're fighting off a government building. Oh yes, 1 more pylon did spawn, and with that spawning, the Warmechs will survive, and they won't cease to exist right here, which is where my thoughts were going to. Wow, it's been 30 minutes already. So, let's see. It's about at they're about 10% of the population now. Oh yeah, I just hit 10%. Interesting thing, where are these guys going? So they're splitting off. Half of them are going to the west, and are gonna make it back up here. It's hard to, I don't think they're going to die. They're not in any risk of extinction. The eastern half, they are, doing fine, I guess. They're just going to move down into the east. They're going to mesh back over here and down into the south, in which they're not going to do anything because there's literally no pylon they can get to from the south. So that's going to be the end of the southern trails going on. There's really only this, these 2 guys in the east are pretty much the only ones left. There are 3 guys now. 4. So, and they're pretty much being hunted down right now. Yeah, that's 1 of them dead. It's another one probably dead. That is another one dead. And that is the last of them dead. Yeah, so, I'm guessing this is going to be the extinction we've all been waiting for. Oh no, they're going to be able to make it into the southwest. Probably be able to back up from there. Though there's a large war going on, I think there are probably governmental extinctions going on all over the place, but they're not really worth talking about. Because, really, what's a small extinction to the government? Yeah, they just dropped 50 guys. What of it? There's still 5 times more than the, 5 times more than the, other guys. So, let's see how this ends up working. They actually might die here, because when they take that out, I don't think they'll be able to make it all the way to this these 2 posts over there. And if they do, where else are they going to go? Up there? I doubt it. Yeah, this actually is probably going to be the end. So it looks like the guys I wanted to win won, which is nice. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this better, please leave a like, first of all. And down in the comments, tell me that you liked it better. If you didn't like it better, well, I'm probably just going to end up putting more effort to accommodate for those of you who don't. And probably leave an annotation that'll lead you to a different introduction video. Or a redub of a video like this. Not this video in particular. This video you're just going to have to deal with, and I apologize. These guys will just make it. Like, just. Those guys are dead. And these guys are dead in a little bit. But if those guys aren't dead, then, they actually... Oh, yeah, they're dead. Okay, so we're almost there. It is... We might as well just speed this up, because we're at 33 minutes now. So, let's see this. As time moves very, very quickly around us, we're watching the yellow burst and explode into fireworks. They're at 500 right now, making up 98% of the population, which is ridiculous. The blues are very much not moving at all. Like, in the very, very, like, high-speed camera-esque picture we're getting from the yellows up in the top, the blue really are not moving around at all. Look how slow they're moving around compared to the yellow. It's intense. The yellow are very, very very concentrated in the northwest. If they lose connections, that's going to be a hit that might actually affect them, quite frankly, because all the other ones really haven't. Up until now, I think that's going to take out at least 200 of their guys, which, again, isn't much when it's 300 to 15, but that's still huge. Apologies. So, one pylon left, one feasible pylon, and unless a pylon spawns right in there where that red one is, excuse me, right there where that red one is, it looks like this is going to be the end of the blues. And at 33 minutes, I think we're going to call this an end. Thank you guys for watching. Again, comment if you like this better or worse. Tell me why. Or don't. Just say you like it better or worse, and I'll just say, oh, okay. If you're a fan of any of the games that I used to play, I am planning to bring quite a few of those back as we abandon other ones, like Chantilly is over with. I'm sorry, the skill cap on that game is just, it is not a game I can play with any real finesse, and that pretty much ends it for the, our Warmex, and the old government takes its place as the rightful ruler of this nation, this planet. So, again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for 6,000 views, almost at 50 subscribers. It's been great. And we're almost at 200 videos, actually, with hoping to put in 2 videos a day. I should be there very, very soon. And we might not get to 2 videos a day instantly. Sad to say, my computer's very, very slow at processing videos now because it's not as good at processing. What can I say? I mean, like, a 40-minute video takes 40 minutes to process now in 720p. I used to remember when that was the, how it worked with 1080p, and I'm like, oh, this is why I'm not going to do 1080p videos anymore. Yeah, now I have to do it with that with 720, and I'm not going to make you watch is it 480p? I think it might be. But I'm not, the 400, yeah, no, you guys deserve better than that if you're watching my channel. So, speaking of which, thank you so much as the population dwindles down to 0, and I will see you in just a little bit if you like Dungeons of Dreadmore. But otherwise, I'll see you next Wednesday for another episode of Cuboid Sandbox.